All right, guys. So today I have a new product here. This is from a company that's new to the airsoft scene, and that is NexxSpeed. And they make RC car parts, but they are entering into the airsoft industry, specifically with some hi-capa parts. The one that I am the most excited about right now is their hop-up chamber. So this is an aluminum TDC hop-up chamber. All right, and you can see here, right down there, there's a wheel, and that's what you're going to be turning to adjust the amount of hop that's on the BB. You do also have a set screw right there to adjust the tightness towards the frame, and you also have a set screw right there to adjust it inside of the outer barrel. All right. Now, if we look at a stock one, you obviously do not have those two adjustment screws, but you do still have your hop-up wheel. It is just a different, completely different. So this one, you can turn this wheel around like that, like a smiley face basically. And this one is facing the complete different direction. You use your fingernail and you kind of pull it to either side, whereas this one you have to kind of rotate, right? And then, so this one has a full aluminum piece that goes up and down, that basically is a TDC part. So it's going straight up and down. There's nothing that could be going from a sideways angle. On a stock one, you have a little like piece of metal that is bent, and that bent piece kind of hooks over and grabs onto the top and pulls down. The stock type can cause your BBs to go towards the sides, which is not great for accuracy. So it's a big upgrade switching to the TDC, where you do not have anything affecting its sideways movement on the BB, right? I'm going to take this apart real quick so I can show you what exactly is going on. So we can go ahead and unscrew. On the NexxSpeed Hopup, you only need one tool. It's the 1.3 millimeter. That's all you need to take it apart, and also to adjust it. It's also going to be the same 1.3 millimeter. So obviously, you just unscrew these two screws here. And then you can go ahead and separate it. And then basically the bottom piece is the extra piece. The top piece has all the stuff on it. And then the screws will fall out. And then you can see in there how it's going to work. All right. So you have basically the TDC is two different pieces of machined metal. Basically, they connect together like a puzzle, and then you have no movement after that, especially when it's closed, because there's nowhere for it to move side to side once it's closed with the second half on there. You can unscrew this wheel, and that's going to let you take it out of the hop-up. And then you kind of rock it out, and it comes out. And there you have the part that is connected to the outer barrel. So you can remove the outer barrel from the bucking. You have to put the whole TDC on the bucking before the inner barrel. So basically, you have to remove the inner barrel first before you can remove this. And then same thing goes opposite direction. So you have to put this on the bucking first before you put the inner barrel on. And then, as you can see, these are two separate pieces, and they basically go together with puzzles, and you have your little patch on there that is the part that actually presses down. And then, in case you get yours messed up or anything, this is the orientation that it will go in if you accidentally separate the puzzles and you don't know which way to do the puzzles. And then it goes on like so again. Just kind of have to squish it onto the bucking and make sure it's on their correct ways, obviously. And then you just jam your inner barrel in to there once it has been done. So you jam it in there, and then you just make sure that everything is all pressed in nice and neat, which it is pretty much good to go there. And then there's one thing that's really cool that I see here. So you can see two different colors. You have red, and then you have like a gold. The gold is actually brass. So these have like brass inlays in the hop-up chamber. And so basically you have a brass ring that goes around the whole entire hop-up chamber, and that coincides perfectly with where the bucking is. So the bucking, as you can probably see at the top there, the bucking, basically either edge of the bucking is being held by those brass rings. Brass is a lot better material for achieving a good seal, and that's something that kind of puts these guys ahead of everybody else making an aluminum hop-up chamber, because you actually have the seal of the brass. We also have the lightweight of the aluminum for everywhere that doesn't matter as much for the seal part. All right, and then basically, I had to take a break there, but basically make sure you line up that little notch with that notch right there. You rock it into place, and then lock it into that notch, obviously, that I was just talking about. And then you have your little screw. You need to put your screw in, and you have to screw it in all the way until, or not all the way, but pretty far. If I can get it started. This is the hardest part for me, trying to fiddle with this little screw. There we go. But yeah, you want to screw it in. You know, screw in basically until it gets flush almost, and then you can go ahead and put the other half on to the hop-up. And then once you get the first half kind of lined up, the second half should pretty much be lined up as well, which it is in my case, obviously. And then you do your two screws, and then you can put it all the way back together. And then as you saw, there was like a whole entire hoop that basically goes around the entire bucking. And that is a silver piece, obviously. When you turn this, it pushes straight down. It pushes the entire hoop around the entire thing. And then you might be able to see here, I'm not sure how well it's going to be picked up on the camera, but I am going to turn it until it doesn't turn anymore. And you should be able to see a pretty sizable bump in there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not sure if you can, but there is a pretty sizable bump in there, and that's the hop-up portion, and that's going straight down. And then you can see on the outside that it has been recessed now, obviously, because it's being pulled down. I'm going to go ahead and undo the hop-up on there. And then basically, comparing that to the standard one, you have Phillips heads. You just unscrew the Phillips heads. And then you can remove that. And then here's where the problem lies on a typical hop-up chamber. You have this little bent piece of metal. Basically, the bottom here, the bottom right there, is what is being pulled by the wheel, and it's being pulled along just one side that hooks around and wraps around. So what ends up happening is this ends up being tilted to the side, either one of the two sides, depending on how yours is on your specific gun. But that's not good for accuracy, and that's something that has been just completely fixed with this aluminum hop-up chamber here. I'm not gonna put this back together because I don't need to look at this anymore. I've showed you everything that I needed to show you about that. And we have this together. So now I'm going to show you it in some guns. So in case you didn't know, the 5.1 is different than the 4.3, and same thing with the goldmatch, the way that they mount into the actual gun. So I'm going to show you on all the models that it does fit, and that you can adjust it to be perfectly with no wiggle on it, which is super nice. So I'm going to start off with the 5.1 here. So the 5.1 is the loosest fit. So basically you can slide it into place, and then you can see there's a lot of wiggle here. You can completely get rid of that wiggle if you adjust it. And we're going to go ahead and adjust it. That's a little bit too far. I got to back it off a hair. hair more. No, still just a hair more. It's not that big of a difference, but it is a difference that has been addressed, which is nice. So there we go. Now we're perfect, and now there's no wiggle. Like it doesn't move at all on there, which is amazing. And then again, this will go onto a 4.3 as well. 4.3s are a little bit tighter, so we need to make this a little bit bigger. Almost. And again, there we go. No wiggle on there. Like I'm moving like the whole thing trying to wiggle it. That's on there good. There we go. And then you also have your gold matches. And that's a little bit of wiggle, so we just gotta adjust that a hair to get it to be perfect with no wiggle. That's a little bit too much. No. All right, there we go. Yeah, now we're at no wiggle on there. And then it also will go onto the advanced frames as well, which is going to be important for a lot of us that like to build hi-capas. And then just absolutely no wiggle on there, which is amazing. And then also something that a lot of you don't know is that your pins are also all way different. So I'm going to show you that it does function with all of these different types of pins. So you have, where are we at? So this is your stock 5.1 pin, and this one does go through just fine onto there. Obviously it would actually lock into place, but on this frame it's a very tight fit, so I don't want to do it on this frame, but it does go straight in all the way through. You also have your 4.3 pin, which does also go through. Let's see here, just like so. And then let's go ahead and get that back out. And then you have your gold match pin that also will go through just fine, perfectly. And then you have your steel Airsoft Masterpiece pin that also goes in just fine, perfectly. And yeah, so those are all the pins. And then now I'm going to show you both outer barrels. So it will go into obviously a stock plastic outer barrel, just fine, just like normal. And then it also will go into like your Airsoft Masterpiece outer barrels, just like so. And then if you want to adjust it, like if you need to shim it off to the side of here, you do have this set screw right here that you can adjust to adjust it's like basically it's shim if you need to turn it to the side just a hair. All right, I've kind of cleaned off my workspace, and I'm just gonna real quick install this for you and show you how you would be adjusting the hop-up when it's inside the gun. So obviously, again, you want to make sure that you get it on there with no wiggle. So we got a little wiggle there, so we got to tighten this screw down a little bit. That's too much. There we go. It's on there good. That's the correct tightness for that. Now we can go ahead and drop it into our outer barrel. And then slide it back into the slide. If I can, there we go. Right, And then now we can slide this back onto the gun, and you will, if I can get it on, there it goes. And obviously you need to push it from the guide rod to get it to seat perfectly. I'll show you that again. So if I just kind of push it on from the slide, it's not going to fully go in. You have to push from the front guide rod to make sure it goes in all the way, like so. And then you can go ahead and put in your pin, just like so, and you are good to go there. And then obviously the gun is going to have very good compression now, as you can see, and this is a completely stock gun, and you're getting that good level. Of course, the bucking is helping with that a little bit, but you have to have a good hop up to achieve that that sort of seal. All right, if you need to adjust it, you have to remove the slide, obviously, and then just with your finger you can go, you just kind of basically brush your finger across it and it will adjust the hop up or down. It's not difficult to do at all. So you can adjust it all the way, and you're good to go there. And I did completely forget to show you guys. You guys probably noticed it, but you do have a gauge on there that's going to tell you how much hop you have applied. Now it is small, but you can probably see as I do this that it does adjust the distance of it on there. There you go. Now you can probably see that good. And then there are 3 notches on there to help you kind of visualize it, so you can kind of know that at least you can know if it's close to one of the notches. You know where you want to have it end up at if you constantly adjust your hop up for different weights of BBs or ranges and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it there. If you did need to like adjust the side, you can always turn that. I have yet to need to adjust that, but I know that a lot of people do like having that, because some people do need to adjust that for their builds, but I have yet to need it yet. But it is good that it is there for that side shim adjustment on there. And this does work really nice. I have been using this for a long time. Like I've had 2 prototypes. I have like one of them here. I've been liking these a lot. It really nice design. Like the aluminum, I like how they inlay the brass in there to help you get a good seal. I like the true TDC where it's pulling straight down. There's nothing that's hooking around. It's an entire loop that's being pulled straight down, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, that's about that. I'm gonna leave it there, and I will catch you guys next time. So have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this video was useful for you, and make sure you check out the link down below. That is a link to our Discord server, and you are welcome to join. All right, have a nice day.